Hey, it's Jade here again, and I've got your results, which we're going to dive into here in a moment. But first, I want to say thanks for answering those questions. And the reason why is because it tells me something, that you're serious about fixing your metabolism, getting into shape, and losing any extra fat. I love working with people who are action takers like you. Now, speaking of taking action, right now I have right here both your metabolic type, which is hugely important to know, as well as your number one metabolic killer. And I've got some interesting news for you. Because of your unique combination of metabolic type and number one metabolic killer, research shows you have the opportunity to up to double the fat loss and muscle toning results you can get from exercise, even while cutting the time you spend exercising by up to 90%, simply by making one small, simple, but counterintuitive change to the way you work out. That's right, literally dozens of scientific studies show you can drastically cut your workout time and still get up to double the results. So instead of having to exercise for hours a week, you can get up to twice the results by working out just a few minutes a week instead, all by making this small but crucial change. And you can do it even if you think you don't have the time, motivation, or the physical health and stamina. We'll get to exactly how in just a moment. But first, right now, I want to explain your metabolic type as well as your number one metabolic killer. That way, you'll finally know what's been sabotaging your metabolism and keeping you from getting the fat loss and body transformation results you've been looking for. So let's dive in right now, starting with your metabolic type. Now, here's the thing to remember. Your metabolic type is what determines how your metabolism and hence your body responds to diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes. And that's crucial because if you don't know your metabolic type, you'll be forced into one of the many one-size-fits-all approaches to getting in shape, most of which probably won't work for you, many of which probably haven't worked for you. In fact, in my clinical experience, not knowing your metabolic type is the number one reason people who want to lose fat jump from program to program, each time hoping they've stumbled on the one thing that will finally work for them. It's also why people see a friend drop a few pant sizes using a particular weight loss approach, only to be so disappointed when they try that same approach for themselves, yet without the same results. No wonder there's so much frustration among people who don't take their metabolic type into account when setting up their game plan to lose fat. I simply don't want that for you anymore, and you probably don't want it either. That's why my number one goal today is to help you get the results you desire and deserve. So without further delay, here is your metabolic type. Based on what you've shared with me about your symptoms and tendencies, you most closely match the sugar burner metabolic type, or what I like to call foggy and fatigued. Sugar burners must deal with some very specific and unique metabolic changes. If you aren't aware of them, they can really mess up your metabolism and even drive someone who is a sugar burner a little crazy. So let me explain what your challenges are and what you can do about them. A sugar burner is someone with a tendency to get their energy by burning sugar from the foods they eat. Consequently, sugar burners are food-driven people. They live to eat. They don't just eat to live. What this means is you're often likely to be thinking about food in some way, whether subconsciously or consciously. Like, when is my next meal? Or what will it be? Or will there be enough food? And will it taste good? As a sugar burner, it also means you tend to have a slower metabolism. The weight you gain is fast to pile on, and it's also slow to come off. And nothing is more frustrating than that, right? What you gain during Thanksgiving can take months to take off, if it ever does. But that's not all that's slow. As a sugar burner, your movements and your thinking may feel like they're stuck in the mud as well. Some sugar burners feel like they are just slogging along, almost like life is in slow motion. I just can't seem to get moving, they think. That's a common complaint I hear from them. That's why for sugar burners, exercise is rarely fun for long. You might briefly enjoy the relaxing and energized feeling of a good workout, but you're more likely to want to sit on the couch or curl up in bed, or better yet, sit down to yet another meal. And when sugar burners do exercise, it's not uncommon for them to have a surge in hunger and cravings right after the workout is over, driving them to eat and wiping out the workout's fat-burning benefits. Believe me, I know how frustrating that can be as well. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that even though this describes a typical sugar burner, most sugar burners don't experience every single one of these issues on a day-to-day basis. But rest assured, based on your answers, you have a textbook sugar burner profile. And the reason why that's so important for you to know is because of what we're going to talk about next, your number one metabolic killer, and how to fix it. You see, so often you can eat right and you can exercise until the cows come home, yet the needle on the scale doesn't budge. It may even start moving in the wrong direction. And the reason why is because before you do anything else, you gotta start by fixing your number one metabolic killer. If you don't, your hormones and your metabolism will fight you, and trying to lose fat will be like trying to drive a car with the brakes on. You just won't get anywhere. And obviously, before you can fix your number one metabolic killer, you need to discover exactly what it is. So let's take a look at what we discovered about yours. Now, based on your answers and taking into account your specific metabolic type, your number one metabolic killer is simply this. Your body is addicted to carbs. In fact, your body is what we describe as a carboholic. It literally cannot get enough carbohydrates to be satisfied. And that's a recipe for disaster when it comes to fat loss, because eating too much of the wrong carbs can shut down your fat-burning hormones while cranking up your fat-storing hormones. No wonder it can be so darn hard to get in shape. It's not your fault. Your body is stuck in fat-storing mode. But don't worry, I'm about to share with you two very powerful techniques that, when combined together, can totally diffuse this number one metabolic killer of yours. First, and this may come as a surprise to you, even though your body is addicted to carbs, going cold turkey and giving up carbs entirely is not the answer. You need carbs, but you need the right kind of carbs. So some carbs are perfectly safe and nourish your metabolism and can help accelerate fat loss. But others are killing your fat loss efforts, gunking up your metabolic machinery, wreaking havoc on your hormones, and virtually forcing you to gain weight. The safe carbs are rich with fiber, water, and nutrients with a minimum of sugar and starch. They include foods like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, carrots, Swiss chard, and salad greens. On the other hand, there are carbs with more starch and sugar and less water, fiber, and nutrients. I call these bad carbs slippery because they can so quickly and easily get out of control. And when they do, they dramatically increase your chances of gaining fat. These are carbs like breads, pasta, potatoes, and sweets. Slippery carbs have a very high calorie density. In other words, they pack a ton of calories into a tiny little serving. So to really feel full and satisfied, you usually have to wolf down 2 to 4 servings, which skyrockets the calorie load of a meal. For example, have you ever read the label on a cereal box and seen how small a serving really is? That's what I'm talking about. Worse, these carbs don't do a good job of filling you up. That's because they're not very good at triggering the hormones that tell your brain you're full. So of course you're going to gorge on even more of them and never quite feel full. But worst of all, these slippery devils can skyrocket your insulin following a meal. And that's bad, very bad, because insulin is a powerful hormone that slows down fat burning and speeds up fat storage. And even small amounts of these slippery carbs do this. Okay, I know the news sounds kind of bad so far, but cheer up because now I'm going to share some good news with you. The 2 steps you need to take to fix your number one metabolic killer. Step 1 is to make a simple, easy, but very important substitution in your diet. Swap slippery carbs for safe carbs. Now hang with me for a moment because if you think you've heard this advice before, you're in for a big surprise. All I want you to do is this. Just replace some of the breads, cereals, pasta, crackers, rice, corn, and beans you normally eat with all you want of delicious, non-starchy, fiber, and water-rich smart carbs like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, salad greens, asparagus, and tomatoes. And when you get a sweet tooth, which will happen less and less when you cut back on these bad carbs, turn to low sugar fruits like berries, apples, pears, and citrus fruits. They are plenty sweet and have the fiber content to satisfy you. Now, you may have heard some of this advice before, and you may be shaking your head saying, Jay, does this mean I can never enjoy donuts, cookies, ice cream, or pasta ever again? Look, heck no. This is where I have a surprise for you. In fact, you're going to want to write this one down. Every 7 to 10 days, I want you to eat some of those slippery off-limit carbs. This is an important step to reset your fat-burning, metabolism-boosting, and appetite-suppressing hormones. It also will give you an all-important psychological release because you won't feel deprived. But please, don't go crazy and eat an entire pint of ice cream or anything like that. Take your time, enjoy your treat, savor every bite, because on this every 7 to 10 day schedule, you'll find that just a little goes a very long way. And one more fat-busting tip. When you do have your off-limit carb treat, try to have it in the morning or after a workout when your fat-burning capacity is at its height. You'll be amazed how these simple, small substitutions can trigger fat loss and start to transform your body. Pretty easy and straightforward, right? Here's the thing though. That's only the first step in fixing your metabolism. You see, your specific metabolic type and your specific metabolic killer is a unique combination that requires a crucial second step. If you want to truly optimize your metabolism, burn the most fat in the least amount of time, and finally get the results you've been looking for, and to enjoy those results permanently. Yes, eating the right foods at the right times is of course crucial. However, there is something else that when combined with proper eating can boost your fat loss results by up to 50% or more. Wouldn't that be nice? You know what I'm talking about, exercise. But definitely not the typical long, boring, useless exercise everyone dreads. You know, the ones that just waste your time without getting any results. And definitely not the type of exercise that makes you burn up to 60 to 90 minutes or more a day at some ungodly hour at the gym in spin classes or doing those insane workouts that seem to be the rage these days. Instead, I'm talking about a very specific and somewhat counterintuitive type of exercise specifically designed for your metabolic type to get your fat-burning engines firing to the max. It's called intelligent exercise. That's because it can take up to 90% less time than traditional workouts, while giving you up to double the fat loss results. So, if you've been avoiding exercise because you thought it was too much of a hassle, weren't motivated enough, or just didn't get the results you wanted from it, this intelligent exercise may well be the answer you've been looking for. Because unbelievable as it may seem, all it takes is 15 minutes a day, just 3 times a week. And it can be done by almost anyone, young or old, in shape or struggling, and even if you have physical limitations. And here's what most people love. You actually get to rest whenever you like, for as long as you like, which helps you burn more fat even faster. I'll explain how this works in just a second. Now, if you're already exercising, that's great. However, unless you're doing it intelligently, not only will it likely fail to deliver the results you want, it could actually backfire, forcing someone with your metabolic type and metabolic killer to gain fat instead of lose it. And as I'll show you in just a few moments, it could even severely impact one's health. Instead, intelligent exercise ignites a fat-burning metabolic fire so white hot, it can rage for up to 48 hours after your workout. That's how this better, revolutionary type of exercise can give you such amazing feel it and see it results. It's why you can see and feel the changes so incredibly quickly, without spending hours and hours running, or slaving away on a treadmill, elliptical machine, or bicycle. And it's why you stay motivated, not just to get into shape, but to stay in shape in the months and years ahead. Why am I so confident? Because it's based both on the latest cutting-edge scientific research and my firsthand results with thousands of patients whom I've worked with and carefully monitored over the last 2 decades. Pretty exciting stuff. However, before I tell you about this revolutionary program that can up to double your fat-burning, muscle-shaping, youth-enhancing results in a whopping 90% less time than regular exercise, you first need to know the 3 huge myths that most people fall into when it comes to exercise that cause it to fail to deliver results you're looking for. In fact, these 3 huge mistakes could actually be the biggest reasons why so many people tend to hang on to all that stubborn flab, or worse, cause them to get fatter and age faster. Probably the exact opposite of the exercise goals you had in mind. Now, I have to tell you a little story, and quite frankly, it's a little, embarrassing. However, it's important that you hear it so you can understand how this slightly unusual program came about, why it's working so well for so many people, and why those 3 big mistakes I mentioned can often send someone's metabolism into a tailspin. And just real quickly, I wanted to share with you a few success stories I'm super proud of. These really bring a smile to my face and make all those long nights, busy days, and painstaking experiment after experiment totally worth it. First, here's 50-year-old Kristen from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Check out the photo she took after finishing the program. She lost the final 8 pounds she had been struggling with, trimmed off a total of 13 inches, and dropped 3 dress sizes. At 50 years old, she's thrilled with these results. Way to go, Kristen. And how about Anthony from Rosedale, Maryland? How many men in their 50s show off their abs? Anthony used to wear a size 34 with a bulging beer belly, but 9 weeks later, he's now fitting into size 31 pants. He hasn't been able to do that since graduating high school in 1977. Nice work, Anthony. And finally, how about Vanessa from Costa Mesa, California? She struggled her entire life to lose weight. So what she loved most about my program is that she saw results within the first week. And 9 weeks after finishing the program, she lost over 27 pounds and trimmed off 30 inches. Most of the inches she lost were around her midsection and hips, exactly where she wanted to lose them. She knows she's got more to go, but is absolutely thrilled with her progress in just 9 weeks. Nice job, Vanessa. Now, Vanessa's got an incredibly inspiring story, so I'll share more about her remarkable transformation in a few minutes. Okay, back to my embarrassing story and those crucial 3 mistakes I want to help you avoid. I've been a health and fitness junkie since I was a kid. By the time I was 15, I was a personal trainer. As I gained more and more experience over the years, I noticed something interesting. The amount of effort people put in the gym didn't match up with the results they were getting, whether it was how they looked, how they felt, or even their overall health. I would see all these people who claimed to eat like birds and work out like crazy, yet their bodies still looked out of shape. They felt like crap and had no energy. And many got cursed with that skinny fat look. You know, flabby arms, a pudgy belly, a sagging butt, not toned or tightened at all. Interestingly, the problems were more obvious in women than men, but it really hit those over 35 the hardest. They already looked like their best years were behind them. I thought maybe they were cheating on their diets or skipping workouts. But I was wrong. They were, in fact, watching their calories like a hawk. And far from skipping workouts, it seemed like they couldn't get enough of them. This really had me scratching my head. So I did a lot of digging. I talked to some of the world's leading exercise physiologists and did some very technical research. And I finally uncovered what was really going on. I was horrified to discover 3 huge mistakes that nearly all trainers, including myself, were making at the time, and that most continue to make today. However, here's what was most shocking. These 3 mistakes weren't just preventing people from losing fat, toning muscle, and revitalizing their health. These 3 exercise mistakes were, and still are to this day, causing the exact opposite effects. Wild cravings, uncontrollable weight gain, soft, saggy muscles, stubborn fatigue, mood problems, sleep disruptions, and annoying chronic injuries. I was floored. So what the heck are these 3 huge exercise mistakes? Let's jump in right now and prepare to be shocked. The first big mistake is what I call the terrible twos, exercising too long, too hard, or too frequently. This idea that more is always better can really backfire, causing someone to gain fat instead of lose it. It can trigger excessive cravings and hunger, forcing you to want to scarf down just about everything in sight. Maybe you've had that experience, like after a long run or an intense spin class, you find yourself dying for a pizza, a bagel, or a huge plate of fries. The worst part is that those extra calories tend to show up in the worst places, like the lower belly or the upper thighs. What's more, exercise is a stress on the body, and too much exercise can lead to too much stress, which can literally wear down your body and force changes in your body that make it look like you are aging faster than you should, like wrinkled skin, low energy, slower thinking, and scattered memory, and a weak heart. As if that weren't bad enough, too much pumping and sweating can cause an overload of the stress and aging hormone cortisol, causing one to lose upper body muscle while adding on fat to the lower body, especially around the belly, making men look like bloated apples and women look like swollen pears. Not exactly what you may be spending all those hours on a treadmill to achieve. Now, on the other hand, the program of intelligent exercise I'm going to tell you about will not trigger cravings or hunger. In fact, this type of intelligent exercise actually decreases levels of ghrelin, the hormone that tells your brain that you're hungry. And it will not trigger excess age-accelerating cortisol. In fact, it can actually generate youth-enhancing antioxidants. Those powerful molecules protect you against damaging age-accelerating free radicals. For example, remember Vanessa and the 27 pounds she lost? Well, not only did she do that while raising 4 children, her 9-week transformation appears to have turned back at the clock. Just look at this photo she sent in after the program was done. Folks, she's 40 years old, but she now looks and feels like she's in her 20s all over again. Okay, now here's the second big mistake I found myself and others making: doing just a single type of exercise in each workout. In other words, doing cardio on one day to burn fat and then resistance training or another day to sculpt lean muscle. While that can be effective, the reality is that it also consumes a huge amount of time. And as I've seen time after time at my clinic, taking too much time is the number one reason most people don't stick to a workout routine. Fortunately, my clinical experience also led me to an amazing discovery. When you do cardio and resistance training together, it both saves you valuable time and gets you the results you're looking for. That's because it unleashes a tsunami of youth-enhancing hormones, muscle-stimulating molecules, and inflammation-fighting compounds that go to work reshaping your body from the inside out. In fact, a fantastic 2008 study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research really dramatizes how powerful the results can be when you combine fat burning and muscle sculpting exercises. The study subjects were separated into two groups. One group did cardio and strength separately. The other group did both at the same time. Now get this. Those who did both at the same time, like the way it's done in the intelligent exercise program I'm going to tell you about, burned 418% more fat and toned 83% more lean muscle than those who did them separately. Guys, that's huge. Okay, this final mistake is a doozy. Burning the most calories possible in your workout is the key to fat loss. The more you pump, the more you sweat, the more you spin, the more calories you'll burn, and the more fat you'll lose, right? Wrong. Listen to what Dr. Fred Pescatore, author of the Hamptons Diet, has to say about this calorie myth.
I'm Dr. Fred Pescatore. I'm a medical doctor who practices integrative medicine in New York City. When it comes to exercise, obsessing over calories is a myth. It's more about stimulating your metabolism.
Because, as it turns out, this is not at all how our metabolism burns fat. Look, I admit it. Like many others, I too used to focus only on how many calories were burned during the workout. It's a seductively simple idea. Burn more calories and you'll lose weight. But it's a big mistake because contrary to what most people think, exercise doesn't just burn calories during the workout itself. In fact, that may be the least important thing it does. If done intelligently, as I'll show you in just a minute, a workout can stimulate your body to release a flood of hormones that tell your metabolism to keep burning fat for up to 48 hours after, while you're unwinding in front of the TV, busy at work, and even while you're sleeping. It's like your body is exercising for you while you go about your normal day. However, you only get this metabolism stimulating effect if you exercise the right way, at the right frequency, with the right intensity, for the right length of time. Get any of this wrong and your metabolism may backfire on you, blocking fat loss and encouraging fat gain instead. Understanding these three exercise mistakes was a major turning point in my career as a personal trainer. I finally understood, first, that workouts should be super short. They don't need to be and actually shouldn't be too long and too hard. Second, that workouts should be super efficient. Cardio, resistance, and functional fitness. They should all be done at once for maximum fat burning, muscle toning, and age fighting benefits. And third, if it's done right, workouts can be super effective. You can continue burning fat and sculpting muscle for up to 48 hours after the workout is over. After I realized these three things, I set out to devise an intelligent workout that got it all done in one over before you know it session. Truth be told, it wasn't easy. The process involved a good deal of trial and error. I made a few mistakes along the way, and some things I tried worked out better than others. Some a lot better. Until finally, I developed a workout that is quick, efficient, and triggers a powerful cascade of hormones that burns unwanted fat, tones flabby muscles, and fights aging long after the workout is over. It's like what 50-year-old Kim from St. Paul, Minnesota experienced. Before experimenting with this new program, she told me she was exercising way too hard and too long. Yet after just 9 weeks on this intelligent exercise program, something she very easily incorporated into her super busy daily routine, Kim lost 14 pounds and 18 inches, and she's absolutely loving her new six-pack. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment for anyone, especially a woman in her 50s. Now, while this program has caught on like wildfire and gotten tens of thousands of people some pretty fantastic results, I had to make sure it was safe for anyone to do. That's important because I see clients of all ages and fitness levels. So what I was devising had to be flexible enough to work for everyone, even if someone feels too old, too out of shape, too overweight, or even if they have an injury. Take, for example, Kimberly from Comfort, Texas. At 380 pounds, she thought exercise was out of the question. At least the type of exercise she thought would burn fat and sculpt muscle. Boy, she was in for a surprise. Just listen to her experience after having gone through several rounds of this intelligent exercise program.
I was a total mess. I really was. I was barely functioning. I was up to 380 pounds. I was a size 36. The doctors told me that I had either better lose weight or they didn't see me being here in the next 5 years. Right now, I am at 238 pounds. It saved my life. It truly did. And since using it, I have a life that is phenomenal. I have so much energy. My health issues have all but disappeared.
Wow, Kimberly lost almost 150 pounds. She has the wind at her back now, and she's ready to keep going to reach her ideal weight. Something is finally working for her. So how did Kimberly get such phenomenal results in such a short period of time? Because the workouts she did allowed her to work smarter, not harder, and definitely not longer. It allows you to get the most results in the least time. Once I had the system nailed down, I tried it on for myself and some colleagues. Then I incorporated it into my clinical practice with clients. The results were nothing short of astonishing, as you've seen. The success rate of my clients skyrocketed to 80%. In other words, 8 out of 10 of my clients were now achieving their fat loss and health goals. But that still wasn't enough, because frankly, I'm kind of a perfectionist. That remaining 20% who weren't getting the results they were looking for, that really bothered me. So I had to ask myself, why wasn't this new system working for them? That's when the solution dropped right into my lap, thanks to my most baffling client ever. I'm talking about Claudia, a private client of mine. When we first started working together, she was so frustrating. Like, don't get me wrong, she was loving her slimmer figure, tighter skin, and toned muscles, and appreciated that the workouts I had devised for her had so quickly produced the results she was looking for. But here's what was driving me nuts. She was taking breaks all of the time. I thought she was just slacking off, not pushing herself hard enough, and yet she was still achieving incredible results. I was truly perplexed. So one day, on a hunch, I decided to monitor her heart rate, and what I found shocked me. She was actually pushing herself harder than any of my other clients. How is that possible? Suddenly it hit me like a ton of bricks. Claudia's results were beating the pants off my other clients precisely because of how much she was resting, not in spite of it. You see, by resting whenever she felt like it, Claudia was able to recover just enough to be able to push herself just enough to the point where real metabolic change could happen. It's called the anaerobic threshold, and that's critical because reaching the anaerobic threshold is precisely what sparks the metabolic aftershock that floods your cells with powerful hormones and other metabolic compounds that boost your metabolism, torch fat, shape and tone muscle, and that activate your body's own youth-enhancing programs. This was a real eureka moment for me. I realized that I and other trainers had been assuming, and most of them still assume, that everyone has the same metabolic type, the same fitness level, the same ability to push, and the same ability to recover. Of course, that's a huge mistake. So instead of prescribing the same one-size-fits-all solution for everyone, I began encouraging people to rest when they needed to. This stunning discovery led me to develop what I call rest-based training, which is the unique combination of intelligent, super short, 15-minute workouts combined with individualized rest that can work for virtually everyone. But I had to put it to the test. So I recruited more than 40 people of all ages, fitness levels, and weight loss goals and had them test this for 9 weeks. And I found out that whether you're younger or older, a man or a woman, in shape or not, it can work for you too. And because every move has multiple variations to it, it can even work if you have an injury or chronic health condition that may affect your ability to exercise, with your doctor's approval, of course. This is what makes my program different from every other type of exercise out there, even from the latest craze, high-intensity interval training, which can really do some damage to your body and your metabolism if you go overboard, as so many people do. Instead, by using rest strategically and allowing you to rest whenever you need to, you can automatically customize your workout to your own individual metabolic type and fitness level. This allows you to do just like Claudio did, to consistently push past your anaerobic threshold and trigger a metabolic aftershock that ignites a metabolic fire so white hot, it rages for up to 48 hours after your workout is over, burning fat, shaping muscle, and turning back the clock like nothing you've ever experienced. Fast forward to today. I've now used this program and its unique, powerful rest-based strategy with over 250,000 people with remarkable success. For example, here's what a few students had to say about this new, intelligent, rest-based approach.
This is rest-based training, and so the idea is that you're working to your potential, and then you rest when you need to rest. The fact that this is based on you and your ability to adjust, that's fantastic. That's why it's better.
It was encouraged. Rest when you need to. I encourage that. And then get right back into it.
The rest-based training is unique in that you're supposed to rest. And you're supposed to push yourself as hard as you can and then stop. And just lay on the mat and rest if you want to.
Rest-based training has worked so well that people come from all over the world to work on this program under my supervision here at my metabolic clinic in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Many fellow trainers come as well because they also want to know how to get the most results in the least amount of time for their clients. But for the past few years, the demand and need for this training has been so great that I either needed to clone myself or find another way to get this powerful training to everyone who needs it, especially those unable to travel here to North Carolina. So I set out to create a do-it-yourself at-home training program that includes my very best intelligent metabolic workouts with the results-accelerating rest-based training philosophy. I was determined to make sure everyone who needed to transform their body and recapture the energy and happiness of their youth would be able to achieve these results, just as my personal clients are able to. And that's how Metabolic Aftershock was born. Metabolic Aftershock has helped over 273,000 people to burn fat, tone, tighten, and sculpt their muscles and regain control of their health faster, easier, and more simply than many of them ever thought possible. And here's why. Metabolic Aftershock is the only intelligent exercise program that customizes and modifies itself to you. It does this by taking into account your unique metabolism and your capacity for exercise through rest-based training, which allows you to determine when, how often, and how long you rest. Remember, adequate rest is what allows you to push hard enough to break through the anaerobic threshold. And that's the key to unleashing the 48-hour flood of fat-burning, age-fighting hormones that achieve the body-transforming results you want. And best of all, it gets these results in a shockingly short amount of time. Each exercise takes just 45 seconds, an entire workout just 15 minutes, and you only work out 3 times per week. I mean, who doesn't have 15 minutes 3 times per week? It's amazing, isn't it? But you don't have to take my word for it. Listen to a few students who finished the program.
I lost 22 pounds and 27 inches. It's only 3 workouts for 15 minutes.
I lost just over 20 pounds. We did the first workout and it was 15 minutes. And we're looking around going, what's going on? This is only 15 minutes. Are we done? Come to find out that that's all the program is. It's 15 to 18 minutes, 3 days a week. And it was great because it's so short in time. I was able to stick it out for the full 9 weeks and really get great results.
The thing I like best about Metabolic Aftershock is that it's 15 minutes of workout. It's one thing to motivate yourself to do, some long exercise video or drive to the yoga studio and deal with all the yogis and, get your section and do the whole dance there. And it's like 2 hours later, you're still not done. 15 minutes? Yeah, I got 15 minutes. That's easy.
Now, if you're wondering, what else do I need to take advantage of Metabolic Aftershock? The answer is absolutely nothing. You won't need to travel to a gym, which, as you probably know only too well, can be inconvenient at best and embarrassing at worst. In fact, you won't need any equipment whatsoever. That's right, not even weights, because the only thing Metabolic Aftershock needs to work is your body weight, which means you can do these movements in a very small space, whenever and wherever you have 15 minutes to spare, in your home, at the office, or even while you're traveling. That's convenience at its best. But now, let's take a look at exactly what you get in return for just 15 minutes 3 times per week. How does 67% more total calories burned sound? Well, that's what a 2005 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found when comparing intelligent metabolic workouts to traditional workouts. As you can see from the blue part of the chart, all that endless huffing and puffing from a regular long and tedious workout burns more calories during the workout itself than intelligent metabolic workout does, but check out the part in red. That's how many extra calories you burn after each type of workout is over, while you're relaxing, watching TV, and even while you're sleeping. As you can see, the intelligent metabolic workout burned 510% more calories after the workout was over, and 67% more total calories overall, while it toned and shaped muscle up to 82% better. Here's the best part though. The intelligent metabolic workout can be knocked out in up to 90% less time than the traditional long, boring workout. That's a mere 1/10 of the time, 1 minute for every 10 you would normally spend. That leaves a ton more time for you to do the things you love, like spending more quality time with your family or just relaxing and unplugging from the hectic lives we all lead for some much needed me time. I know that kind of ongoing fat burning may seem incredible. However, the reason it is in fact possible is because metabolic aftershock works with your metabolism, not against it as most other programs do, to stimulate your body to keep burning fat calories long after your workout is over. Now that's efficient. Here's what Gordon, a retired school teacher from Tarzana, California, who was a little skeptical at first, had to say about this.
I was 90% skeptical. I'd done many other programs, much more involved, much more hours a day. And this one, how can it possibly work at 15 minutes a day? But it was hard hitting, hard hit, then rest for a few seconds till you can get back, until you can go full speed again. And then Jade's idea was that it's going to keep your metabolism going for 24, 48 hours, maybe even longer. And it worked. It worked amazingly.
But what about after those 48 hours? Get ready for more good news. Metabolic aftershock also works to upgrade your metabolism to actually get better at burning fat overall. How? Studies show that aftershock-style workouts can multiply the number of your cellular fat-devouring factories called mitochondria that your muscles contain. That means your newly sculpted muscles will burn a lot more fat than your former, flabbier ones did. Best of all, the fat tends to disappear from all the right places, the places you want it gone from, so your body actually becomes physically more attractive. For women, that reshaping results in a trimmer, sexier hourglass shape, with attractive curves and tighter, smoother skin. And for men, it means a more powerful Superman-like V-shape with a broader chest and back and a noticeably narrower waist. That physical makeover is very satisfying, especially for those who have struggled with their weight. Yet, metabolic aftershock does so much more than just transform your body shape. It also helps give you a health makeover from the inside out. How? By literally flooding your cells with a powerful cocktail of youth-enhancing hormones that can help someone look and feel their energized, normal, sexy younger selves again. Like what happened to Tina from Pueblo, Colorado. After just 9 weeks, she's in her early 50s, and we all know how hard it is to get in shape as you age. But look at how tight and toned her arms, legs, and stomach are now. All this in just 9 weeks. Before this, she had what she described as the dreaded muffin top. Not anymore. She's happier, healthier, and more energetic. What else can this cocktail of youth hormones do? Well, it can help combat inflammation and oxidative stress, two of the major causes of health problems that lead to accelerated aging, as well as heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, and chronic pain. It gets even better, though, because research shows these intelligent workouts can also strengthen your heart in ways that protect you against heart attacks, and do it up to 2 times better than regular exercise does. Intelligent workouts can also be more effective at raising your good cholesterol and improving life-giving blood flow. They can even lower blood pressure significantly. Plus, your brain will thank you as well, because these exercises can stimulate your body to produce a very powerful substance called BDNF, which is like Miracle-Gro for your brain. BDNF is an amazing compound that protects, increases the growth of, and actually strengthens the connection between certain brain cells, leading to improved focus, memory, and learning. Now, looking better with vitalized health is a pretty fantastic 1-2 punch. However, perhaps what most people love best after experiencing the metabolic aftershock workouts is how incredible it makes them feel. Watch this.
I have so much more energy, and I don't have insomnia anymore. I sleep like a baby. I am out completely.
You know, metabolic aftershock took me from feeling sleepy and exhausted and unfit to stronger and more energy and more fit.
Men also rave about the surge in testosterone, which can not only build muscle, but also ramp up sex drive and improve sexual performance. Shockingly, traditional long exhausting workouts can actually decrease testosterone by 25%. And both men and women love the rush of human growth hormone, also known as HGH. This is the superstar fountain of youth hormone that movie stars crave. So much so, they pay big bucks to endure risky, painful HGH injections. But research has shown an intelligent metabolic workout can safely and naturally increase levels of HGH by almost 4 times over. This can tighten your skin, tone up muscle, strengthen your bones, and boost your energy levels while giving you a better feeling of well-being, relieving feelings of stress, and anxiety. Wouldn't it be nice to experience all of that? Just listen to Heidi. She was one of my favorite students.
I feel strong physically. I feel very strong and clear mentally. I feel really, really happy. My moods are balanced. My hormonal blah is much more balanced. And I'm a couple weeks shy of 51.
Now, in spite of all these incredible benefits, here's the thing to remember. Each intelligent movement in metabolic aftershock is only 45 seconds long, which enables you to push as hard as your body allows, break through that magical metabolic threshold, and really start shedding that unwanted fat. What's more, since the entire workout takes just 15 minutes and only needs to be done just 3 days a week, it's all over before you know it. Plus, you'll never do the same workout twice in a row. Each one is varied and fun. And don't forget, you get to rest whenever you want, for as long as you need. No wonder so many people tell me they're actually enjoying exercising again. Or, in some cases, enjoying it for the first time ever. And even looking forward to the next workout. Like Sheila from Harrison Township, Michigan. She's a mother of 4 who says she loves metabolic aftershock and that she's lost 9.5 pounds and over 10 inches in just 5.5 weeks. Or Jim D from Clovis, California. He lost 15 pounds and went from a size 37 to a size 34 in just 5 weeks. Or Holly C. from Rosemount, Minnesota, who is a busy mother of 5. Holly lost over 60 pounds with metabolic aftershock, and she feels so much better in so many ways. Now, while everyone's results are different, this shows you what is possible, and that metabolic aftershock is something that could help you finally reach your fat loss, body shaping, and health and fitness goals. Okay, now I've got some extremely good news for you. Listen, if you're like most people I've worked with, you probably tried different exercise programs in the past, and they have probably failed you miserably. I totally understand your frustration. I see it all the times in the eyes of my clients when they first come to see me. They appear despondent and unable to believe that anything will work for them. And you're certainly right to be skeptical as well. So what I want you to do for me is this. Because you've taken the time today to find your metabolic type and your number 1 metabolic killer, and because metabolic aftershock was developed specifically to help people with your type of metabolic challenges, I've arranged for you to take my metabolic aftershock program for a no-risk, try it and see test drive. The reason I've done this is because test driving the program before you decide if you want to keep it is the best way I know to experience for yourself just how well these intelligent workouts will work for you, even if nothing else has. Because nothing else is automatically customized to your metabolic type and fitness level simply by putting you in control. I'm going to show you exactly how to get your 100% risk-free copy of Metabolic Aftershock at a fraction of the normal cost in just a moment, so you can get everything you need to stimulate your metabolism and finally get it working for you instead of against you. First, here's what you'll enjoy during your test drive of Metabolic Aftershock. I've designed 3 phases of video workouts that systematically wake up, repair, and optimize your metabolism, upgrading it to its ultimate fat-burning capacity. These videos contain the same special sequence of intelligent movements I've developed at my clinic and that have worked for the thousands of people I've personally trained and whose progress I've carefully followed. They help get and keep you motivated by constantly changing the workouts as you progress, keeping it fun, interesting, and as challenging as you need it to be. Here's a quick rundown of all 3 phases. Phase 1 is called Create the Spark. This phase reawakens your sleeping metabolism by upgrading your metabolic spark plugs to bring your fat-burning engine back to life. Special full-body intelligent movements will develop your fitness levels and prepare you for Phase 2 by improving your coordination, balance, and range of motion. Many people get it wrong by skipping ahead and doing too much, too fast, only to get burned out or worse, injured. That's not the case here, as this initial phase gets your muscles and metabolism primed for the goodness to come. Phase 2 is called Light the Fire, and that's because in this phase you'll really start turning up the metabolic heat, burning fat, and with a particular emphasis on sculpting tight, toned, and lean muscle, resulting in visible changes that you and others will notice. A special intelligent move called rep chains help you build the nerve connections between muscles and dramatically increase blood flow to your muscles and improve overall muscle strength and function. As you know, keeping muscles tight and firm instead of soft and saggy gets harder as you age. However, by the end of this phase, you may do a double take as you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and wonder, is that really my body changing so fast? Phase 3 is called Fan the Flames. Picture dumping gasoline on an open fire. That's what's about to happen to your metabolism. Phase 1 kick-started your fat-burning engines. Phase 2 started sculpting lean, sexy muscle. And now in Phase 3, we're about to light a metabolic fire so white hot, even the most stubborn fat may not stand a chance. Moves called metabolic chains brings everything together. Body fat locked in those trouble spots finally starts coming off, and soft, weak muscles really take shape as they become sculpted and strong. This combination allows your overall physique to improve dramatically. In fact, many people have reported their pants getting looser, their faces really slimming out, and even having to get wedding rings resized. Plus, their minds begin to feel sharper and more focused as their newly upgraded metabolism delivers all-day energy every day. That's why I just love this phase. Now, if you're like most people, you're probably wondering what it takes to get access to this kind of specialized metabolism optimizing program. Well, first, let me tell you that people come from around the world to work with me personally for as much as $6,000 for a few months of training, not including airfare, hotel, and meals. And consider this, what is it costing you to not have access to this program? The average person spends close to $8,000 a year just on medical cost. But how much of that will you be able to put back in your pocket if you're healthier, get sick less often, and no longer need to shell out for doctors and hospital visits and all those expensive side effect laden drugs? Heck, when you consider all that, even if metabolic aftershock costs hundreds of dollars, it would still be worth many times that. However, you won't have to spend hundreds of dollars. You won't even have to spend $100 because while the regular price of metabolic aftershock is only $97, since I know that you're serious and because you've taken the time to figure out your metabolic type and your number one metabolic killer, I want to reward your commitment with a special limited time discount that I was able to convince the publisher, Natural Health Sherpa, to extend to you today. The good news is that this allows you to test drive metabolic aftershock for the lowest price possible. The bad news is that this introductory price could go away at any moment. After all, this is a new product and the publisher invested a lot of time developing it to get it done to my meticulous standards, so I am anticipating that soon. They will have to raise the price back to $97. In fact, it may have already gone back up. You'll have to check below right now to see if the discount is still available. If it's still available, I'd grab it right now. It may be gone tomorrow or even a few hours from now. And because I want saying yes to metabolic aftershock to be the easiest decision you've ever made, here's what else I'd like to do. When you request your copy of Metabolic Aftershock right now, right here on this page, I'll send you 3 free metabolism boosting gifts. These gifts will help jumpstart your efforts so you can start stripping away that excess fat and unleashing those youth-enhancing compounds as quickly and easily as possible. Your first free gift is the Rapid Results Quick Start Guide. This Cliff Notes tutorial shows you how to get started torching fat, shaping muscle, and fight aging in 5 minutes or less. You'll love it if you're the type of person who likes to get started quickly and start seeing results quickly. This is also perfect if you're pressed for time and just want to get to the good stuff. Your second free gift is my Anti-Aging Secrets interview. If you want to look and feel younger, you'll want to pay special attention to what I reveal in this interview. For example, you'll discover how metabolic aftershock can transform a notorious inflammation-causing molecule into a powerful inflammation fighter. And for you ladies watching, listen up. I'll reveal how you can have softer, baby-fresh skin, stronger bones, and hair and nails that grow strong and healthy. And guys, we'll roll back the clock as I show you how to pack on lean muscle mass, ignite your libido, and boost your mood and motivation. And here's your third free gift. The step-by-step body transformation handbook. This shows you how to perform the special intelligent movements correctly, crucial to generating the biggest metabolic aftershock possible so you're sure to keep burning fat, toning muscle, and fighting aging for up to 48 hours after your workout is over. It also includes some important tips for multiplying the program's effectiveness to the max, like the 4 simple major biofeedback signals that confirm if you've broken through the all-important anaerobic threshold, which is crucial to achieving your ultimate fat-burning capacity after your workout. Plus, I'll show you a state-of-the-art technique called vascular occlusion that floods your body with powerful metabolic molecules called myokines that further enhance your ability to burn fat and send out even more youth-enhancing hormones to improve how you look and feel. Add these 3 bonuses together and that's a total of $111. However, today, they're all yours for free just for giving Metabolic Aftershock a try. Now, if you're like me, you hate waiting for anything, especially something that can finally get your metabolism burning fat, sculpting muscle, and turning back the clock the way it should. So you'll see in the area under this video that I've made a special arrangement for you to receive an online digital version of Metabolic Aftershock, so you can access everything immediately. That way, you can be on your way to that brand new you just minutes from now. That's all 3 phases of the Metabolic Aftershock video workouts: create the spark, light the fire, and fan the flames, plus my anti-aging secrets interview, the rapid results quick start guide, and the step-by-step body transformation handbook, all available for immediate download in the next few seconds. And you have the option to get a hard copy version of the program shipped to you, including a complete set of DVDs, plus all of the free bonuses that you can hold in your hands. So all it takes to get started immediately with your no-risk test drive of Metabolic Aftershock for the very special price you see below is to request your copy right now by clicking or tapping on your preferred option below. All I ask in return for such a substantial discount is one thing. After you go through the Metabolic Aftershock program, after you've experienced what it's like to have a fully activated fat-burning metabolism, please share your results with me. I'll explain exactly how inside the program. It's easy. When you do, please be sure to include both your metabolic type and #1 metabolic killer. The reason I'm asking is because it'll be a huge help in my never-ending quest to make Metabolic Aftershock as effective as possible. I'm never satisfied, and I constantly tweak and refine the program based on the real results people are getting, because getting results is all that matters. Plus, I believe your success will help motivate and inspire others and help them avoid years of grinding away at exercise that do them little or no good or even can do some harm. So as my way of saying thanks in advance for sharing your results, I'm giving you immediate access to my program at the lowest price the publisher will allow. So here's the thing. Even at this incredibly low price, if you don't get results, I don't want your money. I simply don't deserve it. That's why I insist my publisher do this. Include a 100% risk-free, 90-day, triple promise money-back guarantee, which works like this. Results promise #1 is that you can do it, whether you're a man or woman, younger, older, in great shape or out of shape, overweight, undermotivated or underenergized, or slowed by an injury, physical limitation, or chronic health condition. I promise that it will be easy to customize the Metabolic Aftershock program to your abilities and make it work for you. Just ask Suzanne from Milan, Illinois. She lost over 107 pounds after a few rounds of Metabolic Aftershock. She even ran a full marathon with her husband, something she never dreamed she could accomplish. She even told me she is wearing a size 8 skinny jeans. Susan is one of my favorite stories. Nice work, Susan. Results promise #2 is that you'll see and feel results fast. I mean visible results, like tighter muscles, a leaner tummy, reduced trouble spots, and healthier skin. For example, look at Tina from Killen, Alabama. She used to waste hours in the gym with no results. However, after just 1 round of Metabolic Aftershock, she tightened and toned her legs, arms, hips, and butt. If you hadn't guessed, when you're in your 50s, a full body transformation like this certainly isn't easy, but she did it and now looks absolutely smoking. Congrats, Tina. You'll also quickly feel these results as well. A surge in energy, a better mood, and sharper focus and concentration. And don't forget the huge age-fighting benefits of healthier inflammation, blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. Not to mention a stronger heart and stronger lungs as a bonus. You don't need to just take my word on that. Get a few lab tests before you begin the program and then again in a month. See if your doctor isn't shocked at your 30-day progress, and be sure and let me know the results. And here's results promise #3. You'll get motivated and stay motivated because the exercises are constantly changing and enjoyable, because they produce immediate results, because the 45 seconds go by so fast, and because they can be done anywhere. You'll surprise yourself when you stay with the program, not because of sheer willpower, but from the overwhelming feeling of satisfaction that comes when you finally find something that really works for you.
I'm looking for something that I can maintain at this stage of my life. You know, I don't want to be in the gym, pumping 250 pounds and then I can't maintain it the next 5 years. And this was something I thought I could really maintain and, manage true. And, the program to eat a certain way and to think about your hunger, to think about your cravings and learn how to manage those. I think that was the best part of the program for me, that I was able to learn, take some tools and apply them to my life. You've lost 14 pounds, I've lost 13. We want to take it back to that 20-year-old body. That's what we're aiming for. We don't know if it's possible, but we're
close to.
So I give you my word here and now. Unless I keep every one of these results promises, unless you're 100% satisfied in every way, at any point in the next 90 days, I insist you let me know so I can rush you a prompt, no hard feelings refund. In the odd chance that happens, simply call Natural Health Sherpa's customer service team at 800-316 856-8556 or email them at support@naturalhealthsherpa.com. You will immediately receive a 100% no questions asked refund of every penny, less shipping and handling. Customer service is super easy to get a hold of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I make sure they respond promptly and courteously to all inquiries and requests. Now, I need to tell you something, and it's important, so please listen up. I honestly don't know how long my publisher, Natural Health Sherpa, will allow me to offer Metabolic Aftershock at this amazingly affordable price. That means if you try to come back again tomorrow or even later today, it's possible this offer may well be gone forever. All I can say is that this special offer is only available right here, right now. Besides, there's no need to delay another second, is there? After all, you're fully protected by my unprecedented triple promise money-back guarantee. So it really is like simply taking the program out for a test drive. Besides, every minute someone delays is one more minute they're heavier than they would like to be, more out of shape than they would like to be, and more vulnerable to pain, injury, low energy, sickness, and accelerated aging. Look, we all know that stubborn, frustrating fat isn't going to go away on its own. It will just continue to grow and in all the worst places. And those all too visible signs of aging aren't going away on their own either. They're only going to get worse. But now you know the truth. This all really can be stopped and even reversed thanks to the power of intelligent, rest-based exercise, customized to your unique metabolism and fitness level. I designed Metabolic Aftershock to be the most enjoyable way for you to get from where you are now to where you want to be. And if my experience working directly with thousands of my patients and clients is any indication, it is by far the quickest and easiest way to do it for those short on time and struggling to get the results they deserve. Now it's up to you to take the next step. Just click or tap your preferred option below and let me guide you on your journey to a new, more shapely, healthier, more energetic, happier, and fitter you. Hey, wait, before you go, one last thing if you're still undecided. I just wouldn't feel right if I hadn't done everything I could to get you to give Metabolic Aftershock a try. Since you've stayed with me this long, I know you're really serious about losing that fat and toning and shaping those muscles. So when you order right now, I want to send you a free copy of a very special bonus workout, my Fat Torching Burnout Sessions. This workout is for you if you're ready to put in the extra effort that will enable you to burn fat and improve your body shape even faster. It will trigger what I call your gas pedal hormones. These are special starter hormones that trigger a flood of youth-enhancing compounds that fan out to upgrade, repair, and get the absolute most of both your body and your brain. It can be yours today along with everything else I've talked about, the Metabolic Aftershock program and the 3 other free gifts, but only if you act right now. Oh, and one more thing. I just wanted to share some of the feedback we've recently gotten from verified buyers of Metabolic Aftershock that may help inspire and motivate you to success.